All the other languages, hello, welcome.
Oi Brasil, oi TNT. Yeah, we're doing this interview in Tramp Stamp Granny's, which is a bar I opened with my fiance, or I should say she opened with me. I don't really do much, I just play the piano every now and then and come here and have a drink.
I don't play the piano that badly all the time.
Yeah, that seems to be a question I get a lot, like what's the transition like from the thing I'm currently doing to the last thing I did, and the thing I like to remind people is that that transition is no different really than the transition before that. That might sound like it doesn't make a lot of sense, but you have to remember that before Glee I was playing very different roles than what I would eventually do on Glee, and that was a huge transition, you know, from playing smaller roles to a bigger role. And if Glee were to be more recent and I started with something like American Crime Story, I wonder if people would have the same fascination. At the end of the day, the process is the same of preparing for a character. It's all the same preparation and all the same considerations for that person's feelings and hopes and goals and dreams. And although they're very different characters, the pregame is the same. I guess the main difference in my mind is that one was a real person. There's a different responsibility and consideration, but at the same time, Andrew is kind of an anomaly because there's so many things about him that, even though he was real, there was so much about him that wasn't real. So you have to pick the pieces that were and what pieces were real to other people. There were so many parts of him that was almost a fictional character.
No.
I really enjoy spending time on that because I think everything that the audience has to perceive about a character, but in this case, Andrew in particular, everything that they have to see Andrew doing has to be an assertion of some kind of character trait. In his case, most of the time it's some kind of assertion of power, whether it's in the way he speaks, the way he hugs his consonants, and the way he asserts authority over other people with what he says and how he says it, to how he sits in a chair and how he carries a glass of wine. Every little piece has to have some kind of indication that he is staking a claim on status.
This is my friend Andrew. Hi.
I think one of the most memorable scenes that I got to do was one of the only scenes I got to do with Edgar Ramirez. The first scene we ever shot was one of the only scenes we had together, and it was very much like a play. It was on a stage, it was a very long scene. Having the first day be this baptism into the show, having something to dig into like that was a real joy, and to explore that with Edgar and build the world that we were going to build together would sort of set a precedent, not only professionally but personally, and it set the precedent for the relationship between, the dichotomy between these two men that we would explore separately for the rest of the show. So that was a real special moment for me.
I'm sure you're going to be someone really special one day.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you out there. Obrigado. Saúde.